With nearly 2,000 sellers joining the Amazon marketplace each and every day, you must always keep your finger on the pulse of your competitor's business. For new sellers doing product research, how do you know what you're up against if you don't know exactly who your competitors will be? And for existing sellers, wouldn't it be nice to understand exactly what your top competitors are doing so that you can replicate their success? In both cases, you must first be able to accurately identify who your main competition is. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 of the best ways to discover your competitors on Amazon. Now, let's waste no time at all and jump right into it. The first way to find your competitors is by using Amazon search results. But I don't just mean typing in your main keyword and seeing who shows up. Instead, the idea is to weed out all the irrelevant products that aren't closely related to your product. The best way of doing this is to search for long-tail keywords that describe your product in greater detail. Then, target the top 10 to 20 competitors on the first page of those search results. Let's run through a step-by-step example of how to do this. For this example, we'll pretend I'm selling a single-serve coffee maker. First, I'm going to search for a broad keyword that generally describes my product just to see what comes up in the search results. Technically, all these products listed here are going to be my competition, but just know that when using broad search terms, this competition is going to be very intense. That's because when shoppers use broad terms, typically that means they don't know exactly what they're looking for and are willing to consider a ton of different options. Take a look at these search results, for example, where we have a two-way coffee maker, a drip coffee maker, an espresso machine, and a single-serve coffee maker, all right next to each other. That's 4 different types of coffee makers that the shopper now has to choose between. This is exactly why we want to get more specific with long-tail keywords, so that we can find shoppers that are searching for our particular style or product, which makes the competition much easier to compete with. To find these long-tail keywords is actually quite easy. I recommend identifying at least one main feature that describes your product and adding it to your search query. For this example, we would most likely add in single serve to the term coffee maker and then click search. But if you're unsure of which keywords to add for your product, one of the easiest ways of finding long-tail keywords is to use a tool like Keyword Scout that discovers keywords for you. Simply type in your main keyword and search for the most relevant keywords with the highest monthly search volume. Also worth considering is the ease to rank column, as that tells you the level of competition for each keyword. Then click this icon to run a search on Amazon. Once you've identified your long-tail keywords, the next step is to begin tracking the first 10 to 20 products on the first page of search results. These 10 to 20 products represent the highest performing competitors that you'll want to monitor. You can track these products within a spreadsheet, or to make it much easier, use our product tracker tool. This tool helps you organize competitors into groups so that you can track their sales over time and analyze the key metrics of their listings. After this step, one advanced tip I like to recommend is to take your top competitors and run what's called a reverse ASIN search. This will help you identify the best keywords your competitors are using to gain rank and increase sales. If you're using Keyword Scout, simply add up to 10 of your competitor ASINs and click search. The best way to use this list is to take the top keywords and add them to your product's title, bullet points, and description, as well as bid on them in your PPC campaigns. Doing all of this will help you rank faster for the keywords that you know your top competitors are using to capture sales. Now, that is the single best way that we know how to find our competitors on Amazon. But there are a few other alternative ways that we can do this as well. The second way of identifying your competitors is to run an automatic PPC campaign. By letting Amazon's algorithm do the bidding for you, eventually, competitor ASINs that you've converted sales on will begin appearing in your search term report. The trick here is to create your campaign, then open up the ad group and click on the targeting tab. In automatic campaigns, you have 4 targeting groups, each with their own individual bids. The first 2, close match and loose match, target keywords, whereas the next 2 targeting groups, substitutes and complements, target products. Since these are the 2 targeting groups responsible for showing your product on competitor listings, you want to make sure that these bids are set at or above the suggested bid range. If the bids are too low, Amazon won't be able to display your ad. After you let your campaign run for at least a few weeks, you can view your search term report by clicking the search term tab. When sorting this data by sales, you'll hopefully see some competitor products appear that you've converted sales on. Now, this last one is by far the easiest way to begin identifying who your main competitors are. Simply head over to your product listing and scroll down to the sections underneath the bullet points. This is a great place to look for competitors because these are the products that Amazon knows are frequently bought with or instead of your product. So if there's any new competitors listed here that you're not already familiar with, make sure you add them to the list you created earlier. Okay, that wraps up how to find your competitors on Amazon. If you found this video helpful, please let us know by subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button down below. Before we go, one more piece of advice is after you know who your main competitors are, it's time to identify their strengths and weaknesses so that you can figure out how to beat them. We have a few videos on this topic and we'll go ahead and link those for you up in the cards here. So make sure you check out those videos on how to take over your competitors. Until next time, we'll see you later.